Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with your host, Pearl Dane, the one and only master propaganda hero of sight, defender of the fatherland of your 2v2 own. You guessed it, it is Pachino Farmlands. In the north, it is Anthrax and Spanky fighting here for the German army. Deutschland here with the 16th Panzerdivision, 3rd and 4th Panzergrenadier companies, actually 5th, not 4th, that would have been a heavy weapons company. In the south, it is NotNingen and Kaadvisor, fighting for a combined British-American task force of the US 1st Armoured, supported by the British 6th Armoured for full-on offensive against the Germans, hoping to break the 16th. We got Mechanized off Anthrax for the Grenadiers, Focus with Battlefield Espionage and an early bike, NotNingen with Riflemen, and Kaadvisor with a section, but otherwise, no meaty choice of battle groups there. As always, big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for continued generous and absolutely heroic support of the Propagandacast, keeps making all these videos possible, and as always, a big thanks to those who keep commenting and liking, again, helps out immensely with the YouTube algorithms. Second last got way there for NotNingen, broad approach here, bike rushing for that southern viewpoint with the Panzer Pioneer, and they're connecting the points, and far up north, if you got Anthrax coming in with infantry, Pioneers and Grenadiers. No Kettenkrats for him. No, sir. Nein, mein Herr. We do not need the Kettenkrat. I would like a Kettenkrat. Shut up, Jürgen. We're not listening to you. Section moving force with the Lee Enfields. And we got another section moving in there also with the Lee Enfields. Panzergrenadiers being, but it looks like the first fight's going to happen at the centre victory point here. British forces, German forces clashing, and there go shots fired. Who's going to rush into building first? Looks like they both are rushing for the exact same house as that. There go Germans, realising they're not going to make it. Pop into the building right next door. And we're going to get a bit of a weird shootout there in the south. Bike carrying points. Panzer Pioneer moving up. Going to grab the fuel. Not enough munitions though for a flamethrower up north here. Second engagement happening here. Already, though, Anthrax has been caught out of position. He's trying to disperse his men effectively, but his Pioneers got pushed into the fight in anything but effective manner. And he might just suffer wiping in the early game. No, he doesn't. Very good bit of luck here. In the south, though, bike goes down here. Looks like it hit a mine already here. That is great there for the Allies. Knocking out the bikes early on is a definite win here against the Germans. Fighting intensifying here, one squad getting focused down by two buildings, but on the other hand, this building is now isolated and mostly deal with for the units here. Up north, fighting intensifying, again we see sort of here using the terrain to isolate unit attacking here, though here also the same thing happens, so it gets a bit weird there on both sides. In the end, the Americans suddenly find themselves so extended and easily pushed off, as the Germans were able to concentrate more forces in the area, whereas the Americans for some reason decided not to win the engagement, but just start grabbing a point. I think that was a bit of a tactical error there by NotNingen. And it's not a too uncommon one. You see some players like folks just grabbing a point when there's like a firefight like 5 meters away they could act that unit assist with. And you know, sometimes that makes sense, other times it doesn't really make any sense at all. And here I think definitely fell into the category of no sense. MG42 for Anthrax. The Maschinengewehr 42. Centerwards, we got the section pushing forwards here. South side, German forces probing in. Then we got Panzer Pioneer with a Flammenwerfer, which is German for flamethrower. Northeast Scouts versus the Grenadiers. Pushing in here against the Scouts, quickly occupying the nearby house. 250 half-track out for Spanky. Panzer Grenadier Company for Anthrax. No officers' quarters for his troops. Bit of a surprise there, considering how heavy of a tier 1 he went for. Doesn't mean he has to, of course, go for it, but typically there is a benefit. NotNingen here with a mechanized support center, so likely either meaning 76mm Shermans or upgraded Greyhounds, possibly both. Oh, upgraded Chaffies as well, but most of the time it's typically Greyhounds for the cancer shots you see here. In the south, Panzer Pioneer there caught rather overwhelmed by British forces, forced to withdraw there. Up north here, German forces trying to catch here the forces of NotNingen. Grenadiers pushed back, losing up close, and now he goes for the officers' quarters there for his tier 1 units. Bit late there, but better late than never. Mechanized support center almost only a half-track with Panzer Grenadier pushing in, catching the sections here of Kaadvisor out in the open. Lacking any anti-tank weapons, he has no real significant way of stopping that for the time being. To Spanky, who has gone, of course, here for the intel disrupting beacons. Over to Kaadvisor, who has gone for Indian artillery. He's got 4 sections out. And back at his base, I do believe, yes, we got the platoon command post up. He could go for a fast Humber armored car here. He could also, of course, be setting up for the steward. He might have entirely different plans. We'll have to see here. But we've got the 250 half being a problem. And the arrival of the flak half pack, I think, will only add to the problem here. Humber armored car is being called in for Kaadvisor in the end. Sections flanking in here. Fierce British push here against the German southern flank. Continuing advance here. Humber armored car halfway done. Up north here, making use of the train here in the all houses to try and push on the fuel point here. Good move there by Anthrax. And the south is where most of the fighting continues to happen. And there you go, flak feeling out there for Spanky.
We have vehicles available in reserve.
Panzer Grenadier there, that's the section. And we got the Humber armored car here for Kaadvisor. That's definitely going to give Focus at least a bit of a headache currently, though. His flak feeling obviously could give the Humber even more of a headache. To put it gently. Panzer Piano charging in. That's an aggressive push here by Spanky. Of course, also reveals to Kaadvisor that he does have the flak feeling half check out already. Which does tell Kaadvisor he needs to be just a bit cautious with his Humber, unless he wants to leave it burning by the wayside. North here, forces of NotNingen is having a bit of a rough time versus Anthrax. The MD42 in the house here proving to be an absolute strong point of the German firepower. Eine Festung on its own. And we see here that NotNingen's assault here is absolutely torn apart there. That's the MD42 does what it does best, which is shoot people. Flak most of the Humber here. Brutal exchange of firepower that I really feel like neither player really should be seeking out like that. North here, Grenadiers catching the sections here, forcing it back. We got recce packages here for Kaadvisor, not uncommon, they are cheap, they have flares, and of course, they get a bonus against units in cover. To go along with, of course, their Veterans 1 bonus against units out of cover. Second Humber here, armor there selected for NotNingen with a steward called in there for a bit of self-propelled artillery. Up north here, Achtar out for Anthrax, not much of a surprise here, and we got Panzerjägers out for Focus. So things heating up here, all sides are looking to add in more light equipment against the enemies. Panzer Pioneer laying down mines, Panzerjägers rushing in. Sections in trouble here, and up north the Scot continues to blast at those goddamn Jerrys. Germans. Krauts. So of course that means we got the Scot out, and it's worth noting there's actually been a notable drop in players just going for Seek and Destroy. I do find is a bit curious. But of course also means there's going to be likely seats out there. Almost got the Panzerjägers, but it's going to come at the cost, well the half check out the Panzerjägers winning, it's going to cost him the Humber. Definitely a pretty good trade-off for Spanky there. I mean, the 250 half-track for an armored car is insanely good. They got both of them. That was amazing there. And it highlights a bit the problem about going for Humbers against the DAK, because Panzerjägers tend to hard-counter them quite aggressively, and the flak feeling does not exactly aid in the matter. Steward light tanks, I would say, are typically much better here, as they are a bit more durable, aren't as easily shredded by the flak feeling, and also much more able of dealing damage to it. 6-pounder gun there for Kaadvisor. Obviously realizing that bringing in more Humbers against this is not going to produce particularly better results. Does get an anti-tank grenade off here, but lacking the ability to finish off. Doing too much good here. North here finding, intensifying there. Scott versus Achtar. Nears versus Pioneers. Scott scores a good hit there with its 75mm howitzer. Basically the same as the pack howitzer's gun. Little fun fact there. Almost got the anti-tank setting up here. Anthrax, apparently a bit asleep here. Drives straight into it at a leisurely pace and loses his Achtar. That's a phenomenal kill there for NotNingen. In the south here, fighting is continuing to look not particularly great for the British Army. Spanky is pushing for the Panzerarmee Kommando. Popo to Anthrax was going for the Panzer Company, and Popo to NotNingen. So the Germans are seizing opportunity here and are just looking to push for the bigger stuff as fast as possible in the name of Deutschland. Sappers closing in, sections providing covering fire with their Lee Enfields. In the center, bit of skirmish. We do have an ambulance trying to provide a bit of active support here for Spanky at the front line. BARs for NotNingen. Obviously going to be providing with a good bit of anti-infantry. Not so much anti-tank. Recovery vehicle. I mean, he could recover those Humbers. I doubt he will. He's probably going to use it for self-repairs, go for War Machine, and then set up for a buildable EC8 because he probably just wants a lot of them. And who can blame him?
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
South here, forces poking forward. We've got flares being deployed here. Further south section grabbing the victory point. Got the BARs here, the Browning automatic, the standard squad light machine gun there for the US Army. World War I vintage. And in fact, some, I believe, troops actually fought with versions that were straight out of World War I, meaning they only had automatic and slow automatic, which basically meant just shooting the gun slower. It was basically what the gun was in part designed for pushing cross trenches. There you go, grenades galore here. British forces mostly dodge it. Heavy losses there, though, for Spanky's forces. In the center, fresh German assault going in there. We got the Funkwagen out here for Spanky. And up north, Anthrax and a bit of dual Scott there with the damaged engine. Grenades being chucked at the Grenadiers. Almost got a wipe here. And we got the flak feeling rushing in. A bold move here. Out of Spanky. Clearly looking to get the job done. If he can get rid of it, that would be huge. And he does! And grenade machine gun. Anti-tank gun missed the flak feeling. This was a high-risk maneuver for Spanky, but one that paid off. Good Lord. In the center, sections are moving forward, swiftly advancing. Boots pushing across the asphalt there. More riflemen for NotNingen. Getting rid of that Scott definitely is going to help a fair bit. Still just Grenadiers. We got the Panther as an option, and likely, of course, is going to be a Panther eventually. Some Starstorm, meanwhile, though, could be a very good option here for Anthrax. Some hardened German assault Truppen.
The territory sector has been claimed by the enemy.
In the south here, troops are reinforcing, healing, getting more BARs, Browning automatic rifles.
Territory sector out of
Got Panzers pushing forwards here. 25-pounder guns sighted on the position now.
Panzer 3 on station.
And we got the Panther 3 here out for Spanky. The Panzerkampfwagen 3 Ausführung L, or Model L.
Proximity alarm near our munitions point.
Which was the first mass-produced model to use the higher velocity 50mm gun for increased penetration accuracy. That said, it was not going to really last long, as it was quickly becoming outdated anyways. They would make a more up-armored version of the Panther 3L, which would be the Model M with armored side skirts and added frontal armor, but ultimately its days would be numbered, and of course production would be shifted towards the Stug 3.
LEIG, indirect fire support, reporting in.
Bit of a standoff here. British forces seem to have almost abandoned the south for now, focusing more towards the center to assist NotNingen here in the north. Another push here, troops flanking from the north. Got the ND-42 decided to cover the fields. Sturmpanzer for Anthrax, very much expected. They are very popular. That said, that Panzer squad definitely went in too deep here, and there's a chance his Spanky might lose it. Definitely could have been a misclick here, and unless he gets very lucky. Wow, he did.
We're losing grasp of a victory point.
Sturmpanzer 4 is almost done.
Point is being neutralized by the
American
enemy.
forces keep pushing the limit. He got smoked down though, but even then, his forces have been rather whittled down there. Oh, and they get wiped on retreat by a mine. That's a really good mine there then for the Germans. Funkwagen spotted, pushed back in the center, flak feeling doing nasty things, and we got NotNingen with the tank depot. Eventually catching a retreating section there. Riflemen, sappers on the move here. Sturmpanzer machine gun Pack 40 on the move as well. We got the two anti-tanks, including a German Pack 40 there. That is a pretty good haul there for NotNingen. Back to Spanky. And to Kaadvisor. No sign of Gurkhas at all, just sticking to the recce sections. Panzer III letting loose here. It's 50mm gun, it's machine guns. Flak feeling moving up as well. 6-pounder guns being brought up. He definitely need them to deal with a flak feeling half-tech here out of Spanky. Big 2 points wise, it is pretty much neck and neck here. Neither player really have an advantage. Almost had the flak feeling here with the 2 6-pounders and Sturmpanzer 4 moving in. Ready to blast some buildings. Which was very much its design. It was meant for urban combat, blasting buildings and fortified bunkers and whatnot. It was very much a result of the fighting in Stalingrad, where they actually improvised what would be the predecessor to the Sturmpanzer 4, the Stu-33 IG. I think correctly. But it was basically like just a Stug with a 150mm gun and a more squarish look, you know, set of armor plating. But very much looks similar to this one. Heavy firing down here, section being caught here, 6-pounder guns. Being caught a bit out of position, meanwhile British forces flanking around here. Bit of a weak flank here for Anthrax with just a single grenadier squad, but forces are being brought up to plug that gap. And we got some artillery fire here. I'm not so sure what is shooting. Oh, it's a light infantry gun, there we go. Meanwhile, Kaadvisor going for the company command post, bring in some good old British steel. South here, Panzer going to push back. Big 2 points wise, it is overall pretty close though still. Neither side having much advantage. 6-pounder gun crew expired there, and we got Spanky with another Panzerkampfwagen 3. Meanwhile, German grenadiers hauling off the 6-pounder. Recce sections on the move. Troops reinforcing healing. All good. Got the Hellcat there for NotNingen. Got to deal with armor for now. In the south here, Panther III descending upon the rampart as they try to seize the fuel there away from the Germans. But the German response is harsh. It is fast. It is aggressive. Certainly it makes sense to use as fast to medium tanks and flak feelings to deal with this before it becomes a problem. Even like try and exploit this, but then swing up here into the Allied flank. Second Panzer IV arriving now. Another Panzerkampfwagen. 3 Ausführung L. 2 Funkwagen seems a bit excessive. And we got the machine still over here. Bit risky, honestly, to keep the machine around in a building for this long in a position like this. I mean, it is helping the Allies a ton visioning elsewhere, but theoretically this could be like a really great way to lose a machine gun quickly. Certainly very fortunate there for the Germans, specifically Anthrax, that has yet to happen. Meanwhile, fighting for Pachino Center is flaring up. British forces occupying the houses to form up a strong point, a wall of Britishness. Walls decked out with MTT cans for extra absorbent power against German firepower, clearly. Buildings being pummeled. We got grenades here, hoping to bait the British out in the open. It's not working out. And now we got the Sturmpanzer here, ready to sweep the buildings clear of any English infestation. Bunkers up there for Anthrax. Likely repair bunker, but could also be a medic bunker. And we got Kaadvisor with the M3 Grant. Building there being bombarded. North here, we got the Shermanese out here for Mr. NotNingen. Panthers out here for Anthrax, being caught by heavy anti-tank fire. More crucially, the Panther. We see how extended the EC-8 here, and down it goes. Magnificent win here for the German army as they knock out that Tommy Cooker, as they called it. Certainly had a bit of reputation for going up in flames east, although of course there is some controversy about this. Some saying it's because the Germans just kept firing at them until they lit up. And some just saying it was the early model of Shermans, and that's certainly also not possible because the Americans would do a lot to make the Shermans a lot safer for their crews as the war went on. adding like water jackets so the ammunition was a lot less likely to go off, and just making it easy to get the crews out of the tanks. And that's definitely, I think, something that is a bit overlooked. It's probably one of the Sherman tanks' major advantages. It was fairly safe for a tank at the period. In the south here, Panther 3 is being hunted down by the M3 Grant, which is the British version of the M3 Lee. It basically was one crewman fewer than the American one, and a slightly more spacious turret.
Our forces hold strong. The advantage is ours.
Got 332 versus 30. Victory points wise is still pretty close here. Panzerjäger being overwhelmed as Kaadvisor pushes forwards over to Anthrax, who's definitely suffered fairly heavy infantry losses. He's NotNingen. Not. Panzerjäger's wiped out, but he has suffered some losses. He's also suffered total armor losses. He could, of course, actually here go for the recovery tank and actually recover the Sherman. I mean, it's even like, nicely parked here under the shed, so like, doesn't get bothered by the elements too much. I mean, that's just nice. I mean, that's just a perfect, like, recovery scenario, honestly. I mean, hell, they could be, like, found by archaeologists later on, like, just, and finding some Italian farmer, like, I got a American tank there in my shed. They left it burning, and they've yet to pick it up, the bastards. Except they ran off with all my wine.
New Tiger tanks will be made available shortly.
And certainly there have been American troops catching, later on, running off the stuff. And I think there was one recent case a few years ago where, like, an ancient Roman decorative mosaic or something like that was being found used as, like, coffee table. Anyways, we've got Panzergrenadiers for Anthrax, good old-fashioned German Sturmtruppen. Of course, could go for the Starstruppen. Hellcat on the way there for NotNingen. And yup, that is the repair bunker here up for Anthrax. Panther 3 rushing forward into the Grant, its guns blazing. Officers' quarters there for Anthrax. I mean, not a bad idea, but certainly I think further highlights that, why not just go for the Starstruppen then? Section, they're caught here in a massive whirlwind of violence, and somehow Leonard there survives, narrowly. Panther and Sturmpanzer covering the center here with heavy guns. Grant moving in. 6 Panther guns also being hauled in here to deal with the German menace.
Our victory point is being neutralized.
NotNingen went for the Hellcat there. I mean, he does have more range and such, but easy definitely can tank things a bit better. But oh well. Tilly called in here to push back the Ace flak filling half track. Hellcat moving up. Panther arriving.
A victory point is being taken from us.
Grants moving up. We got 2 Grants now here for Kaadvisor. Another push for the Germans. Oh, explosive 6 Panther gun there. That's a definite slip there by Kaadvisor. And the Germans more than happy to punish them for that. We've got the Grants being brought in to deal with that, but it might be a bit too late here. 6 Panther gun could turn around against the British armor here. Hellcat supporting as well, mostly in spirit, as it has no high explosive shells loaded up. The south here, Panzer Pioneer spotted by the recce section. Finding continues to be mostly focused center south here for now.
Our fuel point is being neutralized by the enemy.
In part because the Allies aren't really pushing hard north. Panther Sturmpanzer there moving up. Raab squad takes a massive hit but suffers no casualty in what can best be described as a miracle. Panther 3 there almost takes out the section. Kaadvisor, yeah, he suffers a wipe there, stuck around for too long. Panther 3 there with the damaged engine. We got the 6 Panther gun here being spotted as the Hellcat and the Pack 40 and the M1 moving in there. He's very likely to take out that Panther 3 short of divine intervention. Another Panther 3 moving in. Hellcat being hammered into the rear. Anti-tanks there already set up, but the Panther 3's bypass them. Oh, shoots at the wrong Panther 3. Still anti-tanks should fire at it. They got it. Rifleman moving up, dealing with the Panther moving up the flank here. 6 Panther gun about to get wiped out. It's a bit of a roundabout. German troops pushing in, only to get hit with heavy automatic fire and lacking the same level automatic fire to stop there. The American Sturmpanzer on the flanks. Anti-tank to deal with that, but they're trying to hunt down the other Panther 3, or more likely escape. As squads being sent in here to cover the flank now. Halting further German harassment there for now, at least. More Hellcats for NotNingen. And I imagine, you know, Kaadvisor will just be pushing for more grants once it gets the resources. As for Spanky, we got the Tiger tank there arriving, the Tiger. Sent in by the 4th Schwere Panzerabteilung. Right, heavy armor support here for the attempt here by the 16th. Deal with the Americans and British in the sector. Grants are being repositioned here to meet the Allied Axis threat head on here. Tiger tanks, Panther 3s, infantry on the move here. Flank there, seeing some light action here around the orphanage. And grants turn to the center here. There are many guns, could take out the flak feeling, and they do. That's actually a pretty big win for the Allies. It was definitely giving the infantry and light vehicles a very hard time. So moving then, even if at this stage of the match may seem a bit pointless, it was still going to be like doing immense damage to Kaadvisor's and NotNingen's infantry. Really getting rid of that issue is still good. Of course, one might argue you shouldn't acquire 2 medium tanks to take out a light vehicle like that. Panther moving up the center. Further withdrawal here. Kaadvisor moving up for 17-pounder guns, slightly help deal with the Tiger tank. Not a bad idea, but admittedly, if you just go for enough grunts, you can actually take out a Tiger with that. In particular, we've got training for them. But certainly the 17-pounder gun does provide a bit more of a larger response to German armor.
They currently have the advantage.
And there you go. Kaadvisor with the 17-pounder gun here. British fire pounding the center of Pachino. Increasing the left of it. Another flak filling for Spanky, which again highlights just how valuable this flak filling is. Even if there's like no allied aircraft, it's just really good versus infantry and an absolute nuisance of a light vehicle. 17-pounder gun almost done there.
Our victory point is being neutralized by the enemy.
German armor being sent southwards. Others lining up for the center here. 273 was 269. Big chip points wise is still very close. Section and narrowly surviving that encounter. Grants moving up. Guns are blazing. We got a bit of fighting developing up north here, even as the south here is being embroiled in a larger tank battle.
The enemy's forces are dwindling. 250 points remain.
Calling a lot of artillery there.
Near our victory point.
North here we see. NotNingen here almost taking out their Anthrax's Sturmpanzer 4. Can he manage it? There you go. Panther flanking. We got artillery calling as well here. Still, the Panther could go down here. But that's definitely seeing artillery, meaning those anti-tanks need to get out of there before they do get racked. And even then, Lausers are heavy. Ace Route Squad caught in the midst of it. Brutal. Still, very risky move there by Anthrax. Could have backfired on him. He lost the Panther. 17-pounder gun ready in the south. 273 versus 216. Germans starting to get a bit more of a lead over the Allies now. Double Hellcats out for NotNingen. Clearly a big fan of his tank destroyers. Not so much a fan of Brad Pitt. And Spanky there bringing in the Flak 36. Fliegerabwehrkanone 36 oder Flugzeugabwehrkanone 36. Section pushing forward, see. Certainly looks like we're going to see a lot more bigger guns being brought to bear here for sure. Tiger engaged up north for the Hellcats, moving in with their 76mm high velocity guns. Engaging the Tiger frontally and aggressively, but there you go. Heavy response out of the German army. Packs, Tigers, all not have high damage in there. And we see the Hellcats almost knocked out. Panther 3 moving in. Taking heavy fire though from the anti-tank guns. All 3 there, firing away. Panther 3 down in a 2-volley move. Grant's moving up, engaging the Panzergrenadier. And quick withdrawal in case of German counter-battery fire there to silence them. Over to Anthrax with 2 Panzergrenadier squads. Starstorm. He's got a Vespa out though. And over to NotNingen. Bring in more Hellcats there. Got a Tiger tank getting snared up here. Moving carelessly through the urban ruins of Pachino. Troops were able to sneak up a grenade here, but Allied forces lack a way to really exploit this. British forces trying to flank around and getting mauled here. Hellcats almost to turn upon the Tiger tank, but decided against it. Clearly NotNingen here getting a bit cautious around German guns. Perhaps also realizing they are heavily damaged. Still no M31 recovery vehicle, and still no attempted to recover that one. I do wonder if he's like just forgotten about it entirely, and again, it's just not noticing it because it is nicely parked in the garage.
The enemy have claimed our sector.
17-pounder gun there, skedaddling out, and there's German troops to send upon it. That Grant is heavily damaged.
We have vehicles available in
And we got the Funkwagen season the Southern Victory Point here. We got 250 versus 213. There we go. There is the Vespa, self-propelled artillery piece. One of the primary ones alongside the Hummel, but the Germans actually did operate a variety of others by converting a variety of other lighter tanks and tractors with guns on them. Particular French ones were commonly used for this purpose. Fun fact.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
Hellcat's almost fixed up, but NotNingen knows he cannot wait. He cannot dawdle. The German armour must burn in the name of democracy. Anti-tank repositioning got the Flak 36 ready to blow up some Hellcats and show them the true meaning of hell. Almost got on the Hellcat Sturmpanzer though. Absolutely lit up here like a torch as Anthrax underestimates the sheer number of Hellcats out of NotNingen and suffers a catastrophic loss there of his heavy assault tank. In the south side here, slow progress from Kaadvisor as he gobbles up the southern half of the map here. German forces remaining a bit more defensive around the centre now. Tiger heading northwards. As we got NotNingen with a more aggressive push, we got a 4th Hellcat. More Hellcats in the centre here. Section being met by that flak feeling getting suppressed, and of course we got the Panther. Grant charging, got a total of 3 now out here for Kaadvisor. Got artillery fire here. Panzergrenadier is narrowly avoiding getting wiped, and we got Sing artillery, I think, unleashed as well here by Anthrax. And Pachino is just being buried beneath a tidal wave of artillery. There's almost every gun in the vicinity is just targeting the poor village. 4th Hellcat ready. We got the rearm and retrofit ability there selected by NotNingen.
The battle group ability has been made available.
17-pounder gun being brought up here, setting up south of the ruined church here to cover the centre with its massive 17-pounder gun. Yes, and there you go, good shot on the Tiger tank. Second shot bounced, very lucky for the Tiger tank. But feeling they might want to be careful there, it's just at the edge there. Armour being repaired, Hellcats from reserve. 123 versus 153. We got more Panzergrenadiers for Anthrax, 2 thumbs up. Still no Starstorm now. I really would like to see some Starstorm, but I don't blame them for going for Panzergrenadiers. They are pretty solid too, obviously. There you go, Grant charging in there. It's a full-on British armoured train there, if you will. Guns are blazing. 4 tanks for a total of 8 guns. That's value. In the center, their troops getting hammered. Panther 3 moving in. 17 pounds getting up. Ambulance there, turn the 17 pound being targeted. And we got artillery call in here. It's incendiary strike here. Firestorm enveloping the ambulance and the 17 pounder gun here in a sea of fire. Hellcats charging in. The Americans going in. Screaming bloody hell. Bloody democracy. Almost got the Tiger tank. Guns are blazing. But more crucially, the Hellcats are being sent to hell. And they failed to take it out there. Head-on assault there, got more. The Flak 36, the Tiger, and the Panther forming up with Death Zone there. 17 pounder gun abandoned. Oh dear, it's an absolute massacre there for the Allies. A ruthless and incredibly reckless assault there that got, well, rather appropriately punished. I mean, charging into the Flak, the Tiger, and the Panther at the same time. Never mind all the other anti-tank weapons, was probably not the most smart move there out of NotNingen. He goes for another Hellcat here. I mean, he could have made the work had he had not gone for Scots, but instead had gone for the, seek and destroy, and then gone in with that. And there we go. We got here Spanky hauling off the 17 pounder gun. And he's not just going to have like a Flak 36, he'll have the 17 pounder gun. Good Lord. Grant, though, lit up. British and American armor continues to blow up here. British infantry is getting annihilated. There is no end to the carnage. Obviously, what probably also didn't help was just, the anti-tank incendiary munitions, which, by the way, I believe the Flak 36 also gets. That further, of course, just made a head-on assault with all these Hellcats more dangerous. Honestly, I think this ability, though, is pretty silly and should be in the game. It feels really good.
Artillery batteries are on standby.
Anyways, I digress. Grants there being repaired. Tiger taking forwards, Panther there, some lightning repairs. We've got Panzer Pioneer there for Spanky. I mean, you could go for a recovery half track and start recovering the Hellcats if you wanted to. And of course, I mean, NotNingen could still pull back his Sherman Easy 8 from storage. Meanwhile, Kaadvisor's going for another 17 pounder gun, possibly unawares that again his opponent's using the other one.
Enemy forces have claimed our sector.
It's gonna like make any assault by the Allied forces head on even more painful, because now it's not just the Flak 36, it's the 17 pounder gun. That's gonna make it much tougher, if honestly, for NotNingen to just make use of Hellcats. Second 17 pounder ready. Till being called in against the Flak 36. And there go guns. Scorching the center here. Sap's about to get utterly exterminated. We've got 206 versus 126. Up north here, Grant's diving in. Panzergrenadiers being hammered. The Grants are pouring on there. The pain. And there you go. Panzergrenadier squad wiped out, annihilated. Almost going another squad. They're being wiped out. Panther, though, dodges it all. And there you go. Flak 36 being brought up here to hold it. Anti-tank on wall there, plus Hellcats going for that Tiger tank. Pushing it away and destroying one German anti-tank gun. South side is now been forgotten as the entire weight of the match shifts northwards. Like a ship in rough seas with poorly, tied down cargo.
Territory sector out of contact.
Branch withdrawing there for the heavily needed repairs. 17 pounder guns ready to cover the center. Repositioning the Flak 36 a bit. We got the Vesper there covering the center positioning. Oh, going for that 17 pounder gun. Cheeky. The South British forces going for that victory point, reclaiming it in the name of King George. And the center they fall to the sappers. The Flak feeling once more laying down heavy automatic fire with its 4 autocannons. And the 17 pounder gun and the ambulance get snuffed out. Kaadvisor really struggling to, do more with the 17 pounder guns than hand them over to the enemy. NotNingen continues to be determined to stick to his Hellcat plan, no matter how many are left burning on the fields of Italy. 201 was on 11. Back to Anthrax, who's going for another Sturmpanzer. And back to NotNingen. I imagine we'll continue to also churn out Hellcats. Could do with a bit more infantry though. Oh, straight to that grenade. A nice throw there out of Anthrax. Oh, but there we go. Suffers what? There was a remaining Grenadier squad just taken up the Rifle Squad Grant combo. But incendiary ammo firing rounds there out of the Flak 46. Deal a lot of damage to the Grant. I'm fairly certain they didn't have 88mm incendiary rounds for that. Airburst shells here. We could. Ambulance down there. Flak 46 stranded. Airburst shells there raining down from above. Grant's moving in. We almost got the Flak wiped, and it gets wiped. One Grant almost knocked out here. Heavy fire there from the Hellcats and the anti-tank on wall here. Machine guns ripping into them. Artillery fire raining down here. Flak down. I repeat, Flak down. Anthrax forces are definitely a bit dinged up. Infantry-wise, he's suffering more wipes. Hellcats are diving in. NotNingen continues to use them as if they are much more heavily armored than they actually are. Another Hellcat lit up. German forces flank from the south here. Grant's having to turn around to deal with that. 17-pounder gun on the job. And NotNingen did get the Panther at the cost of 3 Hellcats. In the center, the British forces being met with a flak feeling. Anthrax with another Panther. Grant's being hauled back. Because at least, you know, the Grants could take damage. The Hellcats can't nearly take that much. It's not the 17-pounder guns about. And we got a Panther 4 call in here by Spanky, rolling in some assault troops and a fresh Panzerkampfwagen. Funkpanzerwagen moved in there, quickly hit with that sticky bomb there. Panther almost done. Anthrax. Grant's just receiving heavily needed repairs. And NotNingen, of course, with just so many Hellcats. Again, I still think there's an argument for the recovery tank. I mean, there's still the EC8 there. There's a Hellcat there. Grant here. You could save a lot of resources, I think, long-term by just recovering his stuff there and his teammates. But so far, NotNingen is continuing to just stick to the Hellcat in numbers plan. Setting up the machine gun. Note the positioning. It like, as long as the opponent doesn't make use of the buildings, he can sort of cover the center reasonably well, but having the buildings here to cover it, and its position of the 4C also covers the flank. Obviously, still not a perfect setup, but some players tend to be a bit less good at using the buildings here. Meanwhile, up north, another Allied assault here across the increasingly bombed out northern fields here, but the 17-pounder gun, which apparently can also fire incendiary munitions. Maybe not. I was down to one where the hell would they get that for it? Nope, they do have 17 incendiary munitions somehow. Which it just highlights how solid that ability is. Ground squad's about to get wiped out, and another Panther gets kaputted here. Triple anti-tank guns firing away there. Grant's rolling forwards. Artillery call in here. Seeing artillery. All German guns going gute Nacht there. Grant there, knocked out, left burning. Grant withdrawing under, well, intense fire there. Got the 17-pounder gun, finally, but the Grant is barely operating here. 6-pounder guns, M1s, Pack 40 is being brought in here. The Panzers are pulling in. Trying to crew here, but the ambulance recruits it faster. And there we go. American guns back on the job. Hellcat moving in. 130 versus 90. Rifleman trying to clear out that 17-pounder gun. It's not working out. Hellcat takes direct hit, and it's already down to half health. Grant takes a smashing hit there. Grant almost finished. But it does narrowly survive. More Panzer Grenadiers have Anthrax, fun replenishing his infantry losses.
100 points remain.
Which does make sense, though. It probably also help he had some armor. Besides a single Vesper, which obviously is not particularly armor. I still remember that one guy who insisted the Hummer was a heavy tank. And accused me of cheating when I knocked it out on Bow Lowlands with a Tetrarch. That was a magical moment. Anyway, section there pushed back. German infantry digging in with their jackboots across the center. 83 versus 90. More Hellcats for NotNingen. Because why not? Over to Spanky. And over to Kaadvisor. Grenade assault here, but not enough to buy actually any serious time. You'll find it a bit amusing. This 17-pounder gun has done more for the Germans than they ever did for the British. Finally got that one through, it appears. Oh, targeting them engaged. Direct hit here. American forces, British forces, launching a fresh assault here through the bombed-out streets of Pachino. Rubble and corpses lying everywhere, and some buildings are ready to further collapse here. There you go, Pack 38 at the ready. Tiger tank standing its ground as NotNingen goes for another head-on assault. With the Hellcats. Another suicide assault because the Americans can afford it economically. Like, he can afford to throw away all these Hellcats, basically, to an extent.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
Loses it. And he's lost so many tank destroyers, and again, like, you know, just doesn't stop him. He can just easily afford more because, again, with Allied War Machine, they do get pretty cheap. To an extent, it does work. It's just, you know, against the Tiger tank when it's well properly supported, it's kind of spending most of resources against so much else. It kind of works out because it just Germans can't match that economically. Ragged here, Panzers there popping into their building. Watching the next one right by their collapse. Got 80 versus 51. 4 grants out for Kaadvisor. More artillery fire across the center. Grant's pushing ahead. Ooh, ambulance caught them with a 17-pounder gun. It's setting up. Oh, exposed to the guns. This is a big slip here by Anthrax. Anthrax with Spanky, there you go. Ambulance down, Funkbahn's about to go down. Airbus shells on the 17-pounder gun. Kaadvisor charging in for the glory of the British Empire.
Our soldiers are falling in battle.
The themes of Blackadder playing. I know it's got another actual name, but you know, that's all I can remember at the moment. Pushing in there. Panzers heavy fighting in the center. 17-pounder guns. Almost got all of the grants there. And the Tiger tank once more escapes. Because again, that 17-pounder gun is doing fantastic work for the German army. You really need to stop underestimating that. And there you go, they finally got it. But I just imagine just all the damage that did to them. That one 17-pounder gun. Had they not lost that earlier, I think this match would have looked a lot different. Anthrax pushing him with support here from Spanky's Panzers. Panzer is going straight down the streets here, clearing it of anti-tank guns. Assault rifles blazing. We've got mortally called in here. And incendiary strike here, catching anti-tank guns in a sea of fire. Fight for the South also happening here. 63 versus 39. Grenades off, anti-tank sending around, Panthers dashing ahead for Deutschland, shells flying off. As the Allies are just sort of, everyone at this point is just kind of going about headlessly. You got another Panther 4 there out for Spanky. And they've got another Grant down. Kaadvisor's next to nothing left. NotNingen has called in a Scott out of sheer desperation. but never a recovery tank. Because that's not the American way to recycle. That's for communists.
They have 25 points remaining.
I mean, the Americans were quite wasteful, like, in some cases, like, you know, in the Pacific example, instead of, like, actually, like, repairing the aircraft, in some cases, they just dumped them into the sea and ordered new ones. Because that was easier. Anyways, Punter's charging on the right from the engineers here. Firing lines been laid up here. Section wiped out with the Panther Force. 63 versus 17. Back to Anthrax, who's got just 4 Panzer Grenadier squads over to NotNingen. It's got a mix of everything. German infantry's getting annihilated. Tiger tank continues to be an absolute propaganda darling there, blasting things apart while retaining veteran defeat. Squad exterminated and no mercy. 63 versus 9. Tiger tank popping around the corner. 17 pounder gun shoots, misses. Northern point's been time forgotten there, but the Allies have got 63 versus 4. 3. GG out there, Kaadvisor. GG out of Spanky and Anthrax. Well, there you go. That is it. Game over. Brutal match there. Intense fighting with some heavy losses on both sides. But yeah, I think just had NotNingen just stuck to EC8s, honestly, and maybe a recovery tank, I think they would have been in a much better position. Like, the way he kept throwing away Hellcats, like, use them like tanks against so many heavy anti-tank weapons, I think was a little less than ideal for them. I mean, for the Germans, it kind of worked out to an extent. Of course, there were cases where it didn't work out. Of course, in that sense, like, it just works amazingly. And just, War Machine is immensely powerful. So, they were really close, but again, fell a bit short tactically and strategically. And of course, it really also just didn't help that they threw away that 17 pounder gun and that Spanky was smart enough to grab it and turn against the Allies. Without that 17 pounder gun, I do think the Allies would have won this. Because that 17 pounder gun did immense damage and really broke apart so many assaults. So yeah, possibly the MVP of this match was a British anti-tank gun that the Germans seized. Had it not been for that, that could have well been an Allied victory. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. This is Imperial Ancient. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye, everyone.